us. It was not a lot about the concrete. They they took advantage of a hole in the wall.
No, it didn't take 14 years when to do it. It says the second skate came 14 years later.
But you think they weren't planning it? You think they sat on their butts for years and
But
then finally was like, oh, let's try to
yeah,
get them
but
out
it
now?
didn't take them 14 years. That don't make sense
Their
because
prep work and everything. That's what I was saying. I was impressed with how much time they prepped and planned that. Years before they started digging Newell,
yeah,
they bought the land where they were going to
yeah,
start digging the hole. Right now, hear me
yeah.
real quick. They bought the land years before, and so it wouldn't look suspicious. They did nothing with it. They were building a house to make it look like they were really using the land. Then, after the house was being built and it looked legit, they started digging the hole inside
Yeah,
the house.
yeah, because this is authority says there was a modified motorcycle tracks inside the tunnel.
You didn't hear what I
You
just
s-
said.
no, I heard what you just said. You said they bought the land and they do nothing with it for 2 years. I heard what
Yeah,
you
for
said.
years they were building the house. That's what I'm saying. For years. So I'm just saying that's the prep work they went into it to not look suspicious.
Yeah, so they said it took about an estimate about 1 year to build the tunnels. Right. So
But
it's a,
years before that, they built a whole house to surround the hole that they were building to dig deep, and they used time to make it look like they was doing some legitimate stuff. So it was a lot of prep work in that junk.
I'm not saying
And
I'm not talking about the prep work, but the actual work didn't take that long.
I mean, clearly they didn't get detected. It's not like everything was just ignored because it took that much prep work to cover it. If it was all ignored by the government, like you were saying, they wouldn't have to do all that.
What I'm
That
just
was my
saying,
point. They didn't
I'm
have the
saying,
whole government paid off.
no, no.
He
What I'm
didn't.
saying, no, I'm not saying they had all of them. I said they had the guards at his by his door. They was paid off.
No, I think
Yeah, just those two. But like at
So
that point,
what I'm just saying is I'm just saying the actual work, not the prep work, but the actual work of the tunnels and drilling through took a year. It didn't take that long when they actually
yeah.
started doing the work. The prep work, yeah, it could have took 14
But I
years.
mean,
I'm
you
not
got a lot
saying
of people working on it.
yeah, they probably had hundreds of people. They had
That's what I'm
hundreds of people
saying.
working on
He has so many people at his disposal. So that's what I'm saying. Like the whole, I
it,
said,
and
I'm saying, give him
mostly
some time. I wouldn't be surprised if something happened. I'm not saying his escape might not be successful, but he might. I guarantee you something's gonna
yeah.
happen. I don't think they're just gonna let El Chapo sit in there for real. And I don't know. I think someone works, but they have him in a high security prison. But hey, Alcatraz was the highest security prison. Before the one you talk about, it was the highest. It was on an island, and folks got through a concrete wall, which you told me was impossible without a drill drilling through concrete. But I will say you did say floor. I don't think that makes it too much different off the strength that they still did it without tools through a concrete
No,
wall that was
no,
very thick.
they did use tools. Like look at the documentary. They did use
Okay,
tools
okay, but didn't get heard with their tools. My fault. Which your point was they would get heard with their tools getting El Chapo out.
for
That's
sure.
why I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure some of the noise they when they made noise sometimes they didn't stop for a
But
while.
they
They
didn't get
didn't stop for
caught.
a while. I know,
That's my point.
but
So it's
doesn't mean
possible to do it
but
and not get caught.
I didn't say that. But I just said
Yes, you did.
I never said that. You can rewind this back. I never said that.
You said it'd be impossible not to drill down without tools, and the tools would be heard. That was the whole point of this.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on a
I
second. Hold
got
on a
this
second.
boy. I got
No,
that boy. I
no,
got
no,
that boy.
no.
I got that boy
What
tongue twisted.
what I'm saying at the time when they're drilling through the concrete for El Chapo, they heard it. You could not have heard it. You heard it. They just
Right.
ignored
Well, if
it.
they had to pay up two guards for sure,
They're
probably. Yeah.
paying on more than two guards because this rotation. They're paying out more than two guards.
no,
Yeah, probably.
I
Yeah.
think they paid the whole the whole jail, the whole prison to that.
No, no, no. They just pay out the guys who are rotating at his stuff. They probably pay them off. Because when you're drilling through concrete like that and you try to get them out and they're trying to get them out fast, you're making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
A lot of noise. So, and I was
I
trying,
think the warden, just with the warden.
I don't think they paid them off. I think they paid out the guards. You don't need to pay the warrant off. If I could pay up the guards, well, I don't need the warrant doesn't need to know.
If the warden is
Uh,
paid,
I mean, most warrants are with the cartel anyway. But what I'm just saying is, it's like I don't need to pay the warrant; they can just pay the guards. Like, if think about it from a business perspective, like if I don't have to tell the boss and I can get away with it from the employees, I'm gonna pay the employees to get me in and out the system. I get to know their names. I pay for their family. I pay out their houses. Maybe I pay for extra on their salary. And I don't need to go through the boss.
Yeah.
okay.
It's just a business perspective. Like,
I get you.
I mean, they could blackmail the warrant. I'm pretty sure they could. But then, what good is that gonna do? Depending on how the warrant is. Like, is he scary? Is he not? Like, if it was me, I would just pay off the security guards, whatever. I'll find out who's in debt, who's whatever. Tell a Chapo get real cool with him, become friendly with him, become friends like with him, man. That's what I would do. It's just all tactic. It's chess. Like when you're playing that level
Yeah.
of crime, it's chess. It's a chess move you're making.
But my only point was I just wouldn't be surprised if someone does it. It could potentially be done. But I'm not even saying to be successful, but I think it's gonna be attempted. And I think something's gonna happen.
I don't think it will be.
I think it's gonna be attempted.
I don't think so.
What?
Because they're gonna get if they try. It's gonna they'll know way before they even try. That's the thing. Because I don't think the army base is too far from there. They're just like he wouldn't even make it out.
Yeah, I doubt he'd be able to get out for sure.
I mean, they can try.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try.
It's going to end in a great disaster.
I
don't
think
know. El Chapo might end up might do the same thing the three dudes who from Alcatraz did, because Alcatraz is inescapable the same way you said Colorado is. So
no, Alcatraz is not inescapable because you could escape. So it's not. So, but by the way they run at maximum security, you're not getting
history has a funny way of proving inescapable, and like the Titanic was unsinkable, but it sunk. So I mean,
so it was sinkable. Name one person who escaped that prison.
from what?
Hey,
name one person who escaped that prison.
The prison's been around for a good minute. No one has, right?
Why?
So with Alcatraz before 1964, it was inescapable there.
I don't know.
It had to be because no one escaped at that time. The escape happened in like 1960 something, 65 or something.
I don't know, but nobody. Ask how many people try to.
But you realize that people said the same thing for Alcatraz,
and it was easy.
It was not. All right, it was not easy because it took 40-some years. Why was that easy? Oh yeah, you think that they just walked out of that?
I don't know if it took them 40 years.
I'm saying the prison was around for 40-some years before someone escaped.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying I don't think
that's my point.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it took them 40 years, but I'm saying the prison was around 40 years. This prison's been around years, but who knows? It take years. Someone can escape it. That's my point. Like, I ain't gonna never say that just because people escaped it. Alcatraz was the same level of like crazy security, bro, on a whole island.
That's like the worst of the worst criminals there. They're not getting out the way they had to run out.
Alcatraz was that though. That's what I'm saying. I always used to hear those stories. Alcatraz, people used to make all the jokes about, bro, you go to Alcatraz like you never getting out. That's what people be like, bro, lock him up at Alcatraz. Lock him up at Alcatraz. You say that joke after Call of Duty Black Ops stuff, but like lock that boy up at Alcatraz. Everybody would say that like he can't get out then, like you can't go nowhere. Nah, bro, but people did. I wouldn't be surprised if someone escaped that Supermax prison. But hey, it is a new time. Security is at a new level, but at the same time, so is technology. I don't know. I don't know.
But I don't think they can. Could it happen?
People started analyzing it from a construction standpoint. And my point is like, bro, they might have a whole other way of getting him out for real.
Could it happen? I mean,
but they might drop bombs. That's crazy to say.
Then they'll destroy the prison, and then they'll probably kill them. So that would be smart,
bruh. I don't know.
I think
the cartel doesn't want to. But you gotta realize the cartel does not want to war with the United States.
I didn't say drop a nuke, but I'm
saying if the cartel dropped a bomb in the United States, they don't want war with the United States. They're not gonna do that.
It's the cartel, though.
Yeah, it's the United States, though.
I think you can make it smarter.
Yeah, you probably could.
What you mean? See, what you got to realize, the cartel ain't like a government, so it wouldn't be a war they're starting. That's my point. It's a cartel.
The cartel does not want to mess with the United States at all. Why would you do that? Why would you mess with a world power? That makes no sense, Richard.
But I'm just telling you how you made it sound. Though it would be a war, and that's why they don't care about who they lose.
I'm telling you, yeah, they do. They do not want to go to war with the United States.
The cartel doesn't care about who they lose. Like
they will get if the cartel try to do something in the United States, they will get wiped out.
Wiped in what sense?
The United States can wipe the whole thing. If the United States went to Mexico, they wanted to wipe up the cartel. They can do it with ease. It won't be any competition. I'm telling you right now, the cartel. That's what a cartel does.
Yeah, but that's not how it works, though. That's not how that works.
That's because the United States doesn't care.
No, it's because the United States is about to just walk in there and murder them. Genuinely, they're not.
Does the United States?
Because if they do that, it's gonna cause more. All right. You gotta think about it.
They do what they want.
Okay, but no, you gotta think about it like this though. They walk into it. They're not going to walk into another country's territory and just do that. Because first off, they'll do that if they know the country's weak, and it's a smaller country. But now, if
No,
you step in,
they don't care about that. You know, because the cartel doesn't do that. Doesn't make any sense.
they already did that to Russia a long time ago.
They don't
Why'd they
really
do it to Russia?
they don't want to war with Russia, but they really Russia.
Why not? It's America.
Why not?
Bro,
would
because they
why would I
have
fight?
nuclear bombs.
Just because I can beat
Thank
you
you.
up doesn't mean just because I can. The United States has nuclear bombs. What's your point?
What's your
They
point?
stop.
They
It doesn't
both
mean they
get
want to use them, right?
they
Dude, that's
both
my
get
point. They're not going to
Russia,
do what you're
Russia,
saying because what you're
Russia.
saying sounds idiotic still.
No, it doesn't. You both sound idiotic because you both don't understand how the world works. I can
You
hear
don't, I
you.
think. That's the
If
craziest thing.
do you not realize how many countries do not want war with the United States? Do you not realize how
Yeah.
much money? Do you not realize how much money is spent per year just on weapons and stuff? You think the United States don't want? You think the cartel wants to mess with the United States? You really
And the
think
United
that?
States doesn't want to mess with the cartel.
The United States don't care about the cartel.
they're
All right,
gonna
hold on.
The United States
No,
does not
you
care
just
about the
said.
cartel. The
Wait,
United
you
States does
just
not care
said.
about the cartel.
You just said if they could beat up somebody because they can, why would they?
No, I said just because I can beat you up, why would I? Just because I can do it doesn't mean I'm going to.
That's how they gonna think with the cartel too, though.
That's they can stop the cartel if they really wanted to. They don't care.
The
That's what I'm telling
cartel, if the cartel came in, right, like I said, and actually got El Chapo out,
They
you
don't
think the
want
United
that.
States gonna go at a whole war?
They would not they would wipe out the cynical cartel.
No, no.
Yeah, they would. They eliminate it. They will eliminate it.
They're not gonna eliminate the
Yeah, I
cartel.
promise you. If El Chapo, if they would
They could if a
if they
war
if
happened, but they not.
if they try to get if they try to do what they did in Mexico, they wouldn't work. They wouldn't even leave Colorado. They'd be all dead. They
I'm
wouldn't leave
saying
Colorado.
if they got him out, bro,
It's not possible.
they get him out though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just because you don't understand how the United States work. I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
I don't know. I don't get what your
Like,
point
I don't
is,
get,
bro.
I don't go. Like, why would the cartel fight with the United States?
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking why would if the why you think the cartel? Why you think the cartel trying not to get caught in the United States? Why do you think they do what they do in Mexico? They can't. It's not gonna be. It's not. It's not gonna fly. The cartel is not as powerful as the United States. They'll tell any cartel member.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
But you're implying that. You're saying, you're
No.
saying, oh, well, the cartel they would get out Chapo.
I said it wouldn't be a war. That was my point. I said it wouldn't be a war because the cartel's not going to fight a war with the United States. And the cartel doesn't operate. The cartel isn't a government. While it operates under organization, it's not a government, though. And they don't care about a war. They don't care about potentially fighting. So how can you fight a war with someone who
think
don't
about
want to
this.
fight a war?
Think about
but
this. Think about this. Think that the cartel is like the terrorists. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
the terrorists. Well, they don't care about the people, but they are not as powerful as
They're not as
USA.
powerful, but they don't care about their people.
Yeah,
You're fighting a
they
war with
wouldn't
people
care.
like, okay,
But
if
you
they
gotta-
drop bombs and got El Chapo out, they can lock up everybody who dropped bombs. So what? They got El Chapo out. The cartel's not gonna care about that. They're not about to go to war with America because they got their people in the cartel.
But then,
they not, because they got bad people for the cartel.
Okay, just say for example, the cartel gets a Chapo out. What do you think the United States is going to do?
I think
what
they'll
does
try
Get
to.
him out.
what does
Get
The
him
same
out.
thing.
what does the cartel care most about?
Money.
Money. What will the United States do to that cartel group?
Get that money.
They will take they will end their income. They will take all their money. They will dismantle that
And
organization.
what? How so?
I don't know how they see fit.
I mean, because it took them years to get El Chapo.
They
Years.
wasn't really searching for a Chapo like that.
Yeah, they was doing a lot to get El Chapo. See, that's how you don't.
No,
I know. I
no,
used to hear
no.
crate. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it
you
was.
like the DEA, but the DEA.
Because
They're
they
not-
couldn't do so because it's out of their jurisdiction. But how you talking is like,
But
if
no,
America
but
wanted
if-
them, don't
if-
get them.
if-
Like,
if
bro, it's
they-
not that simple, though. No, it's just not that simple.
If they really wanted to stop the cartel, the United States.
That's not the point.
But I'm just saying though, if the
That's not the
cartel
point.
is scared of the United States, they're not going to do stupid stuff to the United States government because they don't
But-
want that heat.
But you act like the United States do want the heat.
I'm not saying the United States do. I'm saying the United States doesn't care.
Okay, so if they got El Chapo, I think that's exactly how it's going to stay there.
No, it's not.
Why would it not?
Why? Think about it. Like, think about it. What would that do to the reputation?
What why do they care about? They're a first world country. You were just saying they're stuff. Why would that matter?
But Richie, then your whole argument makes no sense. And here's why: the United States. First off, if they bomb the United States properties, any property in the United States, the cartel group,
They're dead.
you think the United States will be like, oh, okay, they went back to Mexico. We're not gonna mess with them. Goodbye.
Now they'll try to get them.
No,
but they're gonna try to get them like they've always tried to get them.
They're gonna dismantle the whole organization.
If they did with,
Quick.
I mean,
quickly, swiftly.
It's not that
quickly.
simple.
It is that simple for the United States.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
The United
You
States
think it would go that simple?
Yes, for them.
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to tell you. It's not that simple.
It is that simple.
How?
They already probably know how to.
You think you think they'll just walk in Mexico and just take out the cartel?
They're pretty much going to Mexico, wipe up that syndicate because they don't care
And you
about
think
other
that's
groups.
and you think that's it?
They'll wipe them out. They'll wipe that group out. They will stop that group.
They'll walk into another country, ignore their government, and take out the cartel.
They do it all the time.
To smaller countries, yes, that's my point.
They do it all the time, but they interfere with countries. But they interfere with countries in different ways. They don't have to necessarily take
tactfully.
over.
They do it tactfully. That's why you got patience to how America does it. That's what's interesting. When you look at when America does that, they do it to people who are not as strong as them.
But it doesn't matter.
And I'm not saying the cartel is as strong as them.
You don't think they mess with China? You don't think they do things in China? You don't think they do things in Russia? Are you kidding me?
What do they do in Russia?
I mean, they're not going to say, but you don't think they control Russia to a certain degree?
I don't.
Okay.
Russia is the whole North Power or whatever, bro. So I genuinely don't.
They still can scare Russia into doing.
I don't know what you think. I think you got a little bit inflated thing of America. America's very powerful, but I think you're looking at it like no other country's close to their power. And it's not about being stronger than someone to fight them. It's about what you listen. No, none of these countries doing what they doing because what would happen, bro? If a war happens, who wins? It doesn't matter who wins at the end of a war. Why? Because you both lose out on what? Dang near everything. Everything. It doesn't matter. All the money you said they spend on weapons, you lose out on everything. So at the end of the day, if you still focused on your money, you still focus on your
if you have war, somebody's making money off that. First off, that's the first thing. Second,
somebody doesn't mean a whole country. Somebody, yes, not a whole country.
And the United States will love to go to war with somebody. They're quick to
with someone they can beat. Yes,
they can beat everybody.
With someone that wouldn't cost them.
War costs anyway. What do you mean? They get trillions of dollars in the bank. That's nothing to them.
Wait, first off, they owe mad money.
And they're spending mad money.
They're in bad debt. They're in bad debt. They're in bad debt.
Does that stop them?
So worldwide, they don't have that money that you was just talking about at all. They don't.
Yes, they do.
And that's been a big problem for America for years. So
how you think they're going to give $1 trillion? No, you're making it sense. They're able to give $1 trillion out to the people of the United States. What do you mean? You're not making any sense.
That's because they can print and coin money. Does not mean that worldwide. That's in the economy. That's in their own economy.
In their reserves, they have trillions of dollars. Wait, no. This is the richest country in history. That's what I'm saying.
We're talking globally. You're talking in ours.
I'm talking globally. They're the richest. This is the richest country in the world.
If globally they could pay off everything, they would have paid off their debts.
They don't want to pay off their debts. They're not trying to. That's what you don't understand.
I think you don't. Never mind. I don't think you understand.
I understand. You just don't understand. I'm in a finance. That's what I do for Richie. That's what me and Keith do all day. We're in finance. The United States does not care about paying off their debt. If they did, they keep delaying it. They don't care about paying it off.
I don't know if you just sound like you just sound like you think America control the whole world.
I'm telling you,
that's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know.
You
make USA. You make USA
like they control the world. I don't make simple, bro.
Just because I know more what's going on than you do. So of course, you guys, it sounds.
You're not even
crazy.
Explaining yourself, though.
I am explaining myself. You guys aren't making any sense. You're saying, "Oh, the whole world." Like the United States is rich. They're the richest country in the world. What are you talking about?
Big Kong wiped them out.
What?
Big Kong wiped.
Big Kong. What is Big Kong?
Big Kong.
What is that? I don't know.
Man, that country, the 70s.
Vietnam.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Vietnam.
They didn't wipe them out.
They didn't lose Vietnam, I know. But here's the thing. I know what you're talking about. But here's the thing. My whole point is, it's not as simple as you making it sound, and it's
Yeah,
not going to go down like that.
it's not.
That's
I didn't.
all I'm trying to say.
I didn't.
It would not go down like that.
I didn't say like
Why?
they
And
blow
here,
up
I'll
in one
explain to you
day.
why. I'll explain to you why. So I'm not sounding vague. My point is, when you were saying that they would just go in and wipe out the cartel. All
Yeah, they
right.
would,
So
literally.
you look at the repercussions of what would happen if they do that.
Nothing.
They could go in.